Hi everybody, it's McKenna here, and we're going to take a glance at my journey as a critical reader in English 201. First, we're going to start with the reader response theory. And reader response theory is an opinion focused on the reader, which in this case is me. It is based on the relationship between the text and the reader. It takes into consideration my reaction. What is so unique about a reader response is that it is my opinion and I am vital in interpreting this text. I use the reader response specifically to my advantage during this class because it helped with my further discussion of multiple texts throughout the semester. It grabbed my attention because I was able to state my own opinions, which made it more interesting because I felt a personal relationship between the author and myself. I was able to better understand this text using it for my own specific purpose and making sense of it with my own interpretations. I was able to better understand the language of the author, which really made this text be more understandable, and that was really important with the reader's response. I especially used the reader response technique in the text we read called The Things They Carried because I was so quickly able to determine the internal versus external struggle, and interpreting the text in this way made that so much easier because I was able to interpret it in a personal way, express my own feelings about this text. So this was the first reader response I've ever done, and it made the text so much more relatable and personal to me. I was able to ask myself the question, how do I feel about this, and what are my reactions to this? Next, I'm going to discuss some reading strategies I used. First, I wanted to practice good close reading. So, I used the process of circling and underlining and highlighting the text because it was a very good way to practice close reading. This allowed me to express what impression the text made on me by picking out important aspects of the text and things I did not understand. I used this technique, especially in The Things They Carry, because there's so many important details in this reading. It helped those details really stick out to me. It was also a great way to identify and remember the characters and the purpose for the characters in the text. I also use the slow reading strategy. In general, I'm not a good reader. I never have been. I find myself reading so fast, I do not fully understand what I'm reading. I was reading 3 lines ahead, but really I'm thinking about what happened in the last paragraph. So I think slow reading technique really helped me process the information that I was reading more effectively. Slow reading also allowed me to read the text carefully and attentively so that I did not miss vital information. There was multiple details that was really confusing when we read The Sympathizer, so I definitely used slow reading when I read that just because the plot was a little more difficult to understand, and the narrator of the story was difficult to understand, so I definitely used slow reading with that. And lastly, active reading was definitely one of my favorites. It helped me stick out the important information, let it stick into my mind. I took notes in the margin, which was very helpful. I used this a lot in Antigone because Antigone was really hard to understand the language, so it helped to definitely do active reading. So I really enjoyed using Google Doc and blogging in this course. Google Doc allowed me to see other people's opinions and question my own. This allowed me to expand upon my knowledge and consider the opinions of others to expand my horizons and think in a different way that I usually would not. I really liked group annotations. It helped me learn that everyone interprets things in a different way, and there was no incorrect way for the way people interpret things. I use this a lot in the Things They Carry in The Sympathizer because we had group projects. We were separated into groups, and we all put our opinions onto one Google Doc. I was able to read everyone else's opinions and see if there's any other possible ways that I could interpret the text like my fellow classmates did. I also really enjoyed blogging with our free read. I read The Giver, and I really enjoyed blogging about this book. Blogging in general helped me form my opinion and interpretation of the text. I was able to be the author of my own thoughts, which was so fun and allowed me to bring life into this book. Blogging helped me stay on track with daily reading because I was responsible to publish my thoughts. I was very focused. I had a better understanding of this, and I really just, like I said, enjoyed being the author of my own thoughts for this. So this had very personal connections, this class, to my life, to my family, to different courses. So I am dyslexic, and I found a huge connection to this class because it really did improve my reading disability, and it helped me overcome that obstacle in a more effective way. This class related to my life because I always read too fast, not effectively, and I learned a better technique to read slowly now, and this really connected straight to my writing skills as well. When you read more and expand your horizons, your writing will improve, and you'll become more interesting and a more structured writer. I was able to use many techniques that were taught in this class to change the way I read things. This also gave me the confidence to express my opinions publicly and not fear being wrong. This English 201 course also connected to my other courses like nursing courses. It really helped me improve my reading and comprehensive abilities in nursing as well, and improve my note taking. Definitely reading of the nursing textbooks because sometimes they're really hard to understand. So it helped me really make connections there with the different techniques we use. I also was able to ask really intelligent questions by using some of the reading strategies we used when I got into class. So this really, in general, is just making me a better, well-rounded person and one day a better, well-rounded nurse. Lastly, this course had many connections directly to my family. My grandfather fought in the Vietnam War, so this class really allowed me to bring those emotions and feelings that he expressed to me to life. I was able to see physical and emotional factors that soldiers just like my grandpa experienced during this time. Some challenges that I overcame was definitely my reading and comprehensive challenges. Like I mentioned before, I definitely had some confidence challenges. So in general, like I said, I was never the best reader. So this course really helped me read and comprehend better. This course helped my dyslexia and taught me some ways I can overcome it. This course had me reading a lot, more than usual. So this definitely was difficult to read some of these stories, but I was able to overcome these challenges and read correctly, and really put the pieces together and just look at the bigger picture. And this will definitely help with my future endeavors. Also, I always struggle with a lack of confidence when it comes to publicly stating my own opinions because I have fear of being wrong. But this class taught me that you can have intelligent thoughts, taught me to read slowly, to annotate, and to come up with intelligent questions and thoughts that I could bring up to the class, and really showed me that there's no wrong answer, which brings me to my next point. That is something I definitely needed to overcome because I'm a perfectionist and I like to know the answers for everything. So it was really interesting to not have to have a specific answer for everything and sometimes to leave things out in the open, which is just really difficult for me, but it allowed me to think in a different way, and I liked that. So most memorable experience was definitely the week we did the poem. I really enjoyed annotating young men. I really enjoyed breaking the poem down and almost investigating what it meant and how the title related to the poem, and I really enjoyed that. And I definitely enjoyed creating my own poem. I was able to express freedom. I was able to look at a visual object, put it in words, and definitely put it in words that people could personally relate to in this time of day because I wrote it. So it allowed the Vietnam War to be brought to life, and I really liked how Professor Holm was non-judgmental and allowed me to freely express this. So my aha moment was just if I slow down, if I reread, if I annotate, if I share my opinions and I collaborate, I can do it and I can read better. I can improve my reading ability and comprehension in school and in life. I never realized that I could actually enjoy reading, but this class made me realize I can enjoy reading. I assumed I would never read for fun, which was wrong. I assumed I would never read to bring clarity, which was wrong. And I assumed I would never improve, which was also wrong. So this class helped me in many ways, and I honestly think that I will definitely read for fun after this class. These are just some of my works cited for my pictures that I used throughout this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.